Christmas tree lights are often not dimmable because they are wired in series. This means the electrical current flows through each light bulb one after another. If one bulb fails, the entire string of lights will go out, interrupting the circuit. However, dimmable Christmas tree lights are available for purchase. These typically use light-emitting diode or LED bulbs. LED bulbs are more energy efficient compared to traditional incandescent bulbs. The cost is typically higher than non-dimmable lights. There are also other methods for dimming Christmas tree lights without purchasing a new set. Firstly, use a dimmer switch. This is often the easiest way to dim Christmas tree lights. However, it only works if the lights are plugged into a dimmable outlet. Secondly, use a voltage regulator. A voltage regulator is a small device that can be plugged into any electrical outlet and will reduce the voltage supplied to the Christmas tree lights. This will cause them to become dimmer. However, this method might also cause the lights to flicker. Thirdly, use a light diffuser. A light diffuser is a transparent material that can be placed over the Christmas tree lights to make them appear dimmer. Light diffusers can typically be found at most hardware stores. The best method to dim Christmas tree lights depends on specific needs and budget. If the easiest and most reliable option is desired, using a dimmer switch is the best approach. If working with a tight budget, a voltage regulator or light diffuser may be the preferred option. When selecting a dimmer switch, verify that it is compatible with the type of lights being used. Some dimmer switches are designed specifically for LED lights, while others are designed for incandescent lights. Using the wrong type of dimmer switch can damage the light or the dimmer switch itself. When using a voltage regulator, it is important to select a regulator that is rated for the correct voltage and current. Using a regulator that is not properly rated can damage the lights or the regulator. Additionally, be aware that reducing the voltage to the lights can also reduce their lifespan. When using a light diffuser, it is important to select a diffuser that is made of a fire-retardant material. This will help to prevent the diffuser from catching fire if it comes into contact with a hot light bulb. Additionally, be aware that using a light diffuser can also reduce the brightness of the lights. When dealing with electrical components and wiring, safety should always be the top priority. If unsure about any part of the process, it is best to consult a qualified electrician to avoid potential hazards. Consider the power consumption of the Christmas lights and the dimmer switch. Ensure that the dimmer switch is rated for the total wattage of the lights to prevent overloading and potential fire hazards. Also, regularly inspect the Christmas lights and their wiring for any signs of damage, such as frayed wires or cracked sockets. Damaged lights should be repaired or replaced immediately to prevent electrical shock or fire hazards. Use extension cords safely. If an extension cord is necessary, make sure it is rated for the power consumption of the Christmas lights. Avoid overloading extension cords, and never run them under rugs or furniture, as this can cause them to overheat. Turn off Christmas lights when leaving the house or going to bed. This will not only save energy but also reduce the risk of electrical fires. Use a timer to automatically turn the lights on and off at desired times. This can help conserve energy and extend the lifespan of the lights. Store Christmas lights properly when they are not in use. Coil the lights neatly and store them in a dry place to prevent damage and tangling. Avoid storing them in direct sunlight or extreme temperatures, as this can shorten their lifespan. Consider the environmental impact of Christmas lights. LED lights are more energy efficient than traditional incandescent lights, so using LED lights can help reduce energy consumption and carbon emissions. Recycle old Christmas lights properly. Many retailers and municipalities offer recycling programs for old Christmas lights. Avoid throwing them in the trash, as they can contain harmful materials. Decorate Christmas trees safely. Keep Christmas trees away from heat sources such as fireplaces and radiators, as this can increase the risk of fire. Water Christmas trees regularly to keep them from drying out and becoming a fire hazard. Use flame-retardant decorations to further reduce the risk of fire. When setting up Christmas lights, avoid stapling or nailing the wires, as this can damage the insulation and create a fire hazard. Use clips or hooks designed for Christmas lights to secure the wires safely. Be aware of potential hazards to children and pets. Keep Christmas lights and decorations out of reach of children and pets to prevent them from swallowing small parts or getting tangled in the wires. Supervise children and pets around Christmas trees and decorations to ensure their safety. When choosing Christmas lights, look for lights that are certified by a reputable testing laboratory, such as Underwriters Laboratories or all. This certification indicates that the lights have been tested for safety and meet certain standards. Consider the color and style of Christmas lights to match the overall aesthetic of your home. Choose lights that complement your existing decorations and create the desired ambience. Experiment with different lighting patterns and effects to create a unique and festive display. Use a combination of steady and twinkling lights to add visual interest. Consider using colored lights to create a specific mood or theme. Check the voltage rating of the Christmas lights to ensure that they are compatible with the electrical system in your home. In the United States, most homes have a voltage of 120 volts. Using lights with a different voltage rating can damage the lights or the electrical system. Use the ground fault circuit interrupter, or GFCI, outlet when plugging in Christmas lights outdoors. A GFCI outlet is designed to protect against electrical shock in wet or damp locations. If you do not have a GFCI outlet, you can use a GFCI adapt. Be careful when climbing ladders to hang Christmas lights. Use a sturdy ladder and have someone hold it steady. Avoid overreaching or leaning too far to one side. Wear appropriate footwear to prevent slipping. Avoid hanging Christmas lights in areas where they could be damaged by weather or traffic. Choose a location that is protected from strong winds and heavy snow. Keep the lights away from trees or bushes that could rub against the wires. Use weatherproof connectors and enclosures when connecting Christmas lights outdoors. This will protect the connections from moisture and corrosion. Inspect the connectors and enclosures regularly to ensure that they are in good condition. If you are not comfortable working with electricity, it is best to hire a qualified electrician to install your Christmas lights. An electrician can ensure that the lights are installed safely and correctly. An electrician can also help you choose the right type of lights and accessories for your needs. Consider using solar-powered Christmas lights. Solar-powered lights are energy efficient and do not require an electrical outlet. They are a good option for decorating areas that are not easily accessible to electricity. Solar-powered lights typically have a battery that is charged by the sun during the day. The battery then powers the lights at night. The brightness and duration of the lights will depend on the amount of sunlight that the battery receives. When using solar-powered Christmas lights, it is important to place them in an area that receives direct sunlight for at least 6 hours per day. Clean the solar panel regularly to remove dirt and debris. This will help the panel absorb more sunlight and charge the battery more efficiently. Consider using smart Christmas lights. Smart Christmas lights can be controlled with a smartphone or tablet. You can use a smart device to turn the lights on and off, adjust the brightness, and change the color. Some smart lights can also be programmed to create custom lighting effects. Smart Christmas lights typically connect to a home Wi-Fi network. This allows them to be controlled remotely from anywhere in the world. Smart lights can also be integrated with other smart home devices, such as smart speakers and smart thermostats. When using smart Christmas lights, it is important to protect your Wi-Fi network with a strong password. This will prevent unauthorized access to your lights and other smart home devices. Be aware that smart lights may collect data about your usage patterns. This data can be used to improve the performance of the lights or to provide you with personalized recommendations. You can usually control the data collection settings in the Smart Light app. When troubleshooting Christmas lights, start by checking the power source. Make sure that the lights are plugged into a working outlet. Check the circuit breaker or fuse to make sure that it is not tripped. If the lights are still not working, try replacing the fuse in the plug. If the fuse blows again, there may be a short circuit in the lights. If you cannot find the problem, it is best to consult a qualified electrician. When replacing a light bulb in a string of Christmas lights, make sure to use the correct type of bulb. The bulb should have the same voltage and wattage rating as the original bulb. Using the wrong type of bulb can damage the lights or create a fire hazard. Before replacing a bulb, unplug the lights from the power source. This will prevent electrical shock. Use a bulb removal tool to remove the bulb safely. If you do not have a bulb removal tool, you can use a pair of pliers. Be careful not to break the bulb. When inserting the new bulb, make sure that it is fully seated in the socket. Do not over-tighten the bulb. After replacing the bulb, plug the lights back into the power source and test them. If the lights still do not work, there may be a problem with the wiring. Inspect the wiring for any signs of damage, such as frayed wires or cracked insulation. If you find any damage, repair or replace the wiring. If you are not comfortable working with electricity, it is best to consult a qualified electrician. Here are a few additional safety tips for using Christmas lights. Never use Christmas lights that have damaged wires or sockets. Never overload extension cords or outlets. Never run extension cords under rugs or furniture. Always turn off Christmas lights when leaving the house or going to bed. Keep Christmas trees away from heat sources. Water Christmas trees regularly. Use flame retardant decorations. Keep Christmas lights and decorations out of reach of children and pets. By following these safety tips, you can help to prevent electrical fires and other accidents. The best option for dimming Christmas tree lights depends on your individual needs and budget, as mentioned earlier. If you want the easiest and most reliable option, a dimmer switch is the way to go, but it only works if your lights are plugged into a dimmable outlet. If you are on a budget, a voltage regulator or light diffuser may be a better option. Voltage regulators reduce the voltage to the lights, making them dimmer, but they may also cause them to flicker. Light diffusers are transparent materials placed over the lights to make them dimmer. Another thing to consider is the type of bulbs used in the Christmas lights. Traditional incandescent bulbs are not as energy efficient as light-emitting diode or LED bulbs. LED bulbs also last longer and are less likely to burn out. If you are concerned about energy consumption, LED Christmas lights are a good choice. Some Christmas lights are wired in series, while others are wired in parallel. In a series circuit, the current flows through each bulb in turn. If one bulb burns out, the entire string of lights will go dark. In a parallel circuit, each bulb has its own path for the current to flow. If one bulb burns out, the other bulbs will continue to work. Parallel circuits are more reliable than series circuits, but they are also more expensive. When choosing Christmas lights, it is important to consider the length of the string of lights. Make sure that the string is long enough to cover the area that you want to decorate. You may need to use multiple strings of lights to cover a larger area. When connecting multiple strings of lights, make sure that they are all the same type. Do not connect incandescent lights to LED lights, as this can damage the light. When storing Christmas lights, coil them neatly and store them in a dry place. This will help to prevent the lights from getting tangled and damaged. Do not store the lights in direct sunlight or extreme temperatures. In conclusion, dimming Christmas tree lights can be achieved using several methods, including dimmer switches, voltage regulators, and light diffusers. The choice of method depends on individual needs, budget, and the type of lights being used. Safety precautions should always be followed when working with electrical components.